Well, the people podcast kommer mycket över det här företaget men en investigation och vi har många framförallt as well as question.
Hello, welcome to People PFKC podcast order. Today we are doing best to do with a music so Laurence is known as the Bowie experience. I saw him very lively highlights. He was amazing. Welcome, Laurence. I want to welcome you on the show.
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for having me.
How did you decide come David Bowie, singer?
Yes.
I've been a musician for most of my life, on and off, and I've done other jobs. And I went back to music college in 1995 with an idea to be being trained more in music. And when the course was finishing, I had to earn a living, I had to get a job. So I had tried to be an original artist with my own songs, but no one liked them. So I decided instead to do something which I enjoy doing. And also, I had been performing in bands, in pubs and clubs, and we would do an occasional song by David Bowie. And people told me that I was very good at doing David Bowie songs. So I put the two and two together, and I asked a few agents, and so it began. And so ever since 1997, that's how it's been going.
Have you ever met David Bowie or seen him live?
Yeah, I saw him 3 times in all, with quite large time gaps between. And I did meet him, yes, on a couple of occasions.
Wow, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
A proper singer.
I will do met him.
Yeah, well, just circumstance, you know, how things go.
What's your favorite Bowie song, album?
Well, again, because I've been listening to David Bowie most of my life, and I've been running the Bowie Experience now for almost 28 years, I have heard and performed all the very well-known songs like Gene Genie, Let's Dance, and that kind of thing a lot of times. So understandably, they start to get a little bit tedious. So I'm afraid the song that I like most by David isn't very well known. It's called We Are. And it was a song that was recorded during the recording of the Low album in about 1977-ish. And it's floating around on the internet, YouTube, that kind of thing, but it was never released, per se. And as you might have guessed, my favourite album is from the same period, the album called Low.
This album?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, really, really, really kind of moody. Good.
What is your favorite David Bowie costume to wear on stage?
Well, the funny thing about that is it's always the one that's just been made for me. In other words, when it's new, because when it's a new costume and I haven't had it before, I'm very excited. You know, new costume, wow! You know, it's like having a birthday present. So my most recent costume is a beautiful, shiny blue suit that David wore at Montreux Jazz Festival in the early 2000s. It was either 2002 or 2004. And it's a beautiful, shiny blue suit. And it's the most recent one. It's a beautiful piece of clothing anyway. And so currently, that's my favorite.
Have you done any special big gigs you have been proud of?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm very proud to have been able to do what I have been doing for almost the past 28 years. And of course, there have been highlights. I was invited to do a show at the Royal Albert Hall, which, of course, I never imagined would happen, but it did.
Very posh.
Very posh, yeah. Perhaps the biggest crowd was when we used to do what was called the Matthew Street Festival in Liverpool, which unfortunately no longer happens anymore because it was publicly funded and didn't have the public funds anymore. So it was thousands and thousands of people outside, absolutely amazing. And probably the thing I've been most proud of is many years ago, I lived in Australia for a number of years, and I managed to take my show back to Australia in December 19. So that was for me quite a personal achievement.
Will you be coming back to Bradford or Halifax this year?
Not exactly, but we are at the Birdwell venue in Birdwell on the 18th of July, which is 30 miles from Bradford and 36 miles from Halifax.
Because that was where you went to see Laurence, wasn't it, Rebecca, in Halifax?
Yeah, 2 times.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you, Rebecca. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it.
Well, we'd love to go back to Halifax. You may have noticed in the last couple of years there have been a few more David Bowie shows popping up. And so, there's only a limited number of places to perform. And so, of course, when a new show pops up, the bookers and the theatres, they think, oh, new show, we'll have that. So I'd like to come back to Halifax, but unfortunately at the moment, I think there might be a bit of a queue.
The tickets are a lot of money, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are, absolutely. I don't decide the prices, but I hear in your voice that you object a little to the high price, and I don't blame you at all. I'm completely with you. I speak to these people as often as I can, and I say to them that it's too expensive. And then they come up with their excuses, as they always do. So, but yeah, I do agree with you. This is why we try to be a little bit creative and try to find places where we can put the price down further. For example, I know that some shows are going out for like 30 or 35 pounds. So I'm trying increasingly to put the Bowie experience into places where we can charge more like 25.
You have to make a living out of that as well.
Yeah. It's great that theatres are having shows, isn't it? But I think sometimes they're doing it for themselves, not for you, or for me.
Which other music do you like to play or listen to?
Okay. Because I was a teenager when in the early 70s, we had a lot of really great acts and bands at that time. So, for example, the ones that the bands that I grew up listening to and still really enjoy are people like Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, and even older artists that weren't really around when I was young. They were further back in time. People like Matt Monro, love his voice, love the songs. I suppose I listen for my own pleasure. I listen mostly now to progressive rock from the early 70s, like Yes and Genesis. I listen to the Beatles. The Beatles are the best songwriters.
I knew that were coming. I knew the Beatles were coming.
Oh yeah, I think if you don't like the Beatles, you don't really like music, to be honest. So yeah, that's what I listen to. But music being my job, I perhaps don't listen to music quite for pleasure quite as often as other people.
Who else inspired you to be a musician?
Well, all the people that I mentioned, Led Zeppelin, Cream, the Beatles. I would probably say the most inspiring artist for me is John Lennon.
Ooh.
Nice. What is your favourite part of being a musician?
Well, their favourite part has to be when we do the performance. I am self-employed, and everything that the Bowie Experience does comes from me, as it were. So, I would say probably 75% or 80% of what I do for the Bowie Experience has got nothing to do with music. So when you finally get on stage to perform the show, which is why you do everything else, then that is the time when you're doing the job you chose to do. So that's the favourite part, when we're doing the performance.
I do the rest. Do you ever wear Laughing Gnome in your shows?
The Laughing Gnome?
Yeah.
No, you've got quite a sense of humour there. The Laughing Gnome, I do it occasionally. If people really, really want it, if they're going to lose.
I do.
You really like the Laughing Gnome? I am the Laughing Gnome and you can't catch me. That's it. So yeah, it's good. It is good fun. But David Bowie, he in his career, when he did shows, he never did it, and he didn't want to do it. I think, although it's good fun, I think he was a little bit embarrassed, to be honest. And so I tend to say, well, David Bowie wouldn't want me to do it, but if you really, really want it, I'll do it.
If people want to do more about David Bowie Experience,
yeah,
where down where write it?
Well, basically, if you go to the Facebook page, which is www.facebook, etc., www.facebook, and then the old / the Bowie Experience, THE, the word Bowie, and then the word experience, all crammed up together as one. So www.facebook / the Bowie Experience, and then I think there's a / at the end.
We both graduate our thesis and bots.
Great, thank you, Rebecca.
That is all time we have today. We say big thank you again to Laurence for taking the time to speak to us. Good luck for your gigs for the future. We hope you enjoyed your time on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode for the PKC podcast. Come on, if you went to listen to our mini show all about the social effect people with learning disabilities, you can ask for the People's Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or you can visit our website peoplepodcast.com to keep up to date with our podcast. Follow us on Facebook, X and Instagram by searching for the People First Podcast.